Hello, I hope you guys are having an amazing weekend. It's crazy busy with the kiddos. They're starting to get older. We have birthday parties all weekend, but I totally wanted to talk about the zero commissions this week. Charles Schwab and TD Ameritrade are now going zero commissions for stock trades, lowering their options trades, but stock trades are zero commissions. Now, why are they doing this? Probably one of two reasons, right? They are looking to get money dumped into their brokerage firms. So they're trying to attract new clients. And number two, they're probably going to be selling those order flows, those orders to other market makers so that then they're making money on the selling of the order flow, which will likely mean worse fills. So even though up front it looks like, hey, this is amazing news, there's going to be zero commissions, is everybody going to jump on board with this? Potentially. You know, first it started with Robinhood, and now we have the major players of Thinkorswim doing it, as well as Charles Schwab. Let's see if Fidelity does, E-Trade, if all these brokerages jump on board, then, you know, it's going to be difficult to get really good fills. So just keep that in mind, that what seems like it might be a great opportunity, especially in the financial world where there are sharks, that there's probably an ulterior motive behind it. Definitely check out my latest blog too. I wrote all about that as well. And coming up, just a couple of weeks in LA, October 24th, I am doing a traders meetup there. So check it out. If you guys want to come, just hang out, talk shop, talk stocks, come and check it out. I love hanging out with other traders, as it is mostly me behind the computer. My husband's great, but not necessarily as enthusiastic as trading and everything like that. So come check it out. And then that weekend, I will be down in San Diego, down at the Trade Ideas Summit. So if you haven't already bought your ticket and you do live in that area, come on down. Come see us at the summit as well. It's going to be an amazing event. The product is amazing. And honestly, this is something I use every single day in my setups. You know, I go ahead and I search the morning gappers. I absolutely love this feature, and you can customize it. It's amazingly simple. And honestly, whatever tool you use in the trading world, if it provides those great trades for you and it covers the cost, then it is well worth it. You know, for me, the big three things that I use are Trade Ideas. And then after that, I go over to the Java pit right here, where Stephanie Cameron runs the room. And I have since partnered with her as one of the assistants and trainers in the training pit, where we help teach people right off the bat from the beginning, great essential fundamentals of trading. And then, so it's Trade Ideas, the Java pit, which covers the Darkpool prints. And we really talk about that a lot in the Trading Pit if you have no idea what we're talking about. And then TradingView. TradingView is my charting platform that I love. So everything is down below if you guys are curious. But let's go ahead and get into the watch list for the week, right? We'll start off with the indexes. So last week, you know, I said, all right, we're sort of in this middle zone right here. We could go up, we could go down. We bounced. What is going to happen, right? Right here. And then we had, yeah, that's it. And then here's Monday. So we had an up day. We hit the 20 simple moving average. I said, hey, if we break above this, I'm going to be more bullish, because right now that is going to act as a speed bump or roadblock. Sure enough, sell off, boom, came down 161 EMA. We closed above it on Thursday and then up on Friday. You can see these little tiny dots, parabolics are. It's so cool to see how things correspond. I know my chart looks like a mess, but everything, I don't use just one indicator, right? I'm going to watch and follow all of it to see what is the potential roadblock for the stock moving forward or ETF. And so it does look a bit messy, like the 20 SMA, the 50 SMA, those are going to be major ones, the 200, but there's other little ones that are amazing as well. And I really learned about all those from Stephanie, which is awesome. So right now, going forward, let's see. All right, we are above the 4 and the 8. If we can go ahead and hold above the 50 this week and we can curl up, I'd say the 21 EMA right here is one that I really like for a trend change. If we can break above 25, 23 right here, 25.19 actually. If we can go ahead and break above that and hold above it this week, I feel like we're going to be in a bullish trend. Let's look at the NASDAQ. Same scenario, right? We were over here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 161, 161, up above. We broke above the 50 right here, and we tested the 20 as well back on Tuesday. Let's see if we can break the parabolic SAR, hold above the 21, which we are above the 21 right now on the NASDAQ, and break above this 20 simple moving average as well. If we can do that, we've got a pretty good chance to potentially break on up here and test this trend line in the upcoming weeks. Next one is the Russell. So the Russell came, we curled back down. We'd been following this downward trend line, kept hitting it, and then boom, pulled down. Found buying support, buying. We are above the 4 EMA, haven't broken down. We still have the 8 EMA ahead of us. We've got these trend lines right here, and we've got this downward trend line that it looks like we're going to have to really break and break with volume to go ahead and start breaking through these trend lines right here. So that's it for the indexes for the week. First, potential long. Now, as you guys know, there is risk in trading all sorts of securities instruments, so please trade with proper risk management. I used to have my Series 7, goodness, almost 20 years ago, and you have to do your own due diligence, know that no results are guaranteed, and there are risks in trading any sort of securities instrument. All right, little disclaimer there, right? So frontline energy, oil, and gas, massive volume on Friday, breakout on the year. I would look for support of 10.09, resistance of 10.38 to the upside. Let's look at it on the 15-minute chart, uptrended all day, right? I put 10.38 up there, 10.39, because we're right here. It did move up after hours. We had that major surge at the end of the day, but it was selling on that candle. So we shall see. It was 39% short float volume on Friday, short volume, and it was 64.6 million in the float. Next potential long is ZYXI. It is a healthcare stock, advanced medical equipment. You can see right here, we had massive resistance all day on Friday, and then it finally broke out after hours. So this is on the potential long for 52-week breakout to the upside, 1260 as resistance, and 1260 as support, and 1306 as resistance. When we look at it back on the yearly chart, you can see really we had 3 big days of volume right here. So we had a big run up, 1, 2, 3, hit new 52-week breakout. This could be a giant cup and handle, right? So if we're looking at that and we are going to measure over here the distance up to that rim, right? That is $8.38. So let's add $8.38 to 1168. So that's 19.98 plus 8 cents. So we're looking at potentially 20.06 potential target if we look at that for the depth of the cup. So let's see. Just on the watch list, right? And this has 15.19 million in the float. It is 61% short float volume from Friday. I know somebody did ask me the difference between short float and short volume. I say short float volume because it's just that volume from the prior day. The short float is typically what is reported to the to the exchanges every 2 weeks. So that is going to be more delayed, whereas the short volume is the volume that was short from the day prior. So if it does rip up, you know that you still have at least 11% that was still short overnight because it was 61%, right? So if 50% was buying, you still have at least 11% short. All right, so we'll get into the next potential long. Apple, 4.5 billion, 47% short float volume. You can see we've been hovering. We tested this area back here on the 1st, came, pulled back. We sort of had this channel that we were in, and now it ripped up again. So looking for support 226.14, 227.49. And again, we'd had this downward trend right here, this channel for this week or so, and we broke up above it, tested, pulled back, and this is our second test right here. Will we break above for further highs let's look at the 5-year chart. So really, if we break out, we've got another potential test, 229.39, and then on up to the high here, 233.47 for potential resistance levels further up. RNG, Ring Central. So Ring Central, amazing day on Friday, right? Soared up, pulled back. I would look for support of 158.77, the red line, 164.33, the first resistance, and then 169.58 for secondary resistance. On the year, we are having a 52-week breakout, massive, massive volume. So keeping this one on watch, it did have that sell-off at the end of the day, so it might find a breakdown below that 158, 159 area. And Ring Central has 70.2 million in the float and 68% short volume from Friday. Next potential long is PAYX. So PAYX, you can see, PAYX, excuse me, coming right down here, testing this resistance line. When we look at it on the 15-minute chart, right, we had earnings back here on Wednesday, Thursday dropped down, ripped up into Friday, and we had massive volume breaking this trend line as well. So looking for support of 83.84 and resistance of 84.50 and then potentially, up here, next target, potentially, I would say 85.21, then up to 86, then 86.80, and then so on up. All right, guys, let's look at our potential shorts. We've got STZ. We had earnings on Thursday, second red day, looking for that support of 191.50 to potentially break down. It's the second test of it here, and potential resistance of 194.96. Again, on the yearly chart, you can see it did act as a bit of resistance and support in this area in the past. So looking for that to break down. If it does break down, looking for 189.19, then potentially 188.30, and on down here 185 area. Second potential short is RCN. Let's look at it on our 15-minute chart. Earnings, not so bad, and then boom, drops down, rips up again, and then pulls back down. So looking for support of 13.95 and resistance of 14.40. I forgot to tell you, STZ has 159 million in the float. They also own 20% of CGC. So keep that in mind that CGC and STZ might be trading hand in hand. They might have a sympathetic trade there. On the 1-year chart, let's look at it right here. We'd had prior resistance and support at this level of 13.95. So looking for that as a breakdown, like I said, there is 30 million in RCN's float. And potential short here, LW. You might say, Jane, why do you want LW? Had earnings, it spiked up here. Look at this red candle. This had sell-off. It couldn't hold above this level here in the past, meaning to me that there's more sellers that are stepping in. So for initial support of 77.12 and initial resistance of 78.21, it might bounce back up and test up again at that 79.30 level. So that's why I did put it there as a secondary one to watch. But I believe that this one is potentially going to pull back down, might have a bit of a sell-off from this spike up, just coming back down, maybe 76, 75 area, and then it might rip up further for a third test of the level. LW does have 144 million in the float. Next potential short is PFCG. Let's look at it on our 15-minute chart. So PFCG, big red day on Friday, pulled back down to 42.55, then found another support at 43.21. So for short, looking at potential 43.21 for support to be broken and 44.52 resistance to the upside. When we do look at it on the yearly chart, it is starting to curl over here. We did have the 90 simple moving average, the 120 simple moving average, and then the this is the 100 simple moving average and the 120 simple moving average. So it's kind of cool to see how these averages all work, right? Massive volume. So what is the direction of this massive volume? Make sure that you get in the habit of looking down at the volume bars as well, because that is going to be key indicator that somebody is stepping in with a big position. Then you're going to see the direction of that move and follow that move. And that's why we love the dark pool prints, because we see the massive spikes on the prints, right? We see that coming in. Sometimes they hide it, they show it late. You just got to learn more about it. So definitely come check it out. Oh, in Dallas too, on November 24th, 23rd, we are doing an event as well for anybody that wants to learn more about trading the dark pools. Free event, so check it out. Information will be below. I didn't cover that, but we are doing that as well, November 23rd. All right, final potential short for this week, HPQ, and HPQ 1646 for support, 1676 for resistance. So HP Incorporation has been tanking. It's just been in a downward trend, right? Actually, it looks like if you were to draw it right, oops, no, I don't want that. If we draw a nice little trend line right here, and this is TradingView. That's why I love TradingView. It makes it so easy. So right here, you see every time it's touched that trend line, it's pulled back. So now, actually, it almost looks like we might have a descending triangle right here. Make that line black. So seems like we might have support around this area, but we've dropped massively below it. So until it breaks, we've got some bigger sell-in volume, right, that just stepped in. So keeping this one on watch for another short coming up. Now, potential longs for this week. We have USM. USM has been in this downward trend. We did have, look at this, nice doji day, massive volume, green day. This could very well be a trend reversal right here. So keep this one on watch for potential longer swing. And Fire Eye as well. Fire Eye, just a downward trend, right? Right here, we've got this trend. Oops, I don't want to draw the line again. Keep forgetting to switch it to the trend line here. So we've got this trend line, broke down, massive volume, massive up thrust, second doji day, and a nice little green bullish sandwich right here. So keep this one on watch. We do have descending volume on this end though, so keep it on watch for a potential entry, as it might test this middle part of the W, or if you want to call that a cup and handle too, right here again, right? But it went below more than 50%, so it's less than a handle. So keep it on watch, potential long there. Also Fizz as well. So Fizz has been testing this area, right? It looks like a W to me right here. So we could have that further move to the upside. Another potential long. That's it for this week, guys. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. If you want to learn more about the dark pools, come check us out in the trading pit, as you will not be upset if you do. Honestly, the dark pools and trading around them is a great way to go with a trading edge, because you get to see somewhat what the big guys are doing, and then you trade in the direction that they are taking the stock. All right, guys, have a great week. Carpe profit.